Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you had a happy holiday if you celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. But I was doing some searches this morning and I forgot exactly what I was even searching for. I'm sure you can relate to that. I'm sure you've done that. Different degrees of separation. You search for one thing on Google or YouTube and you click on this, and then within this you click on something else, and before you know it, not quite sure, you can't trace your pattern on how you stumbled across it, but somehow I stumbled onto a bunch of videos, and some of them were very old. Like I say, this is like searching, so some things came up that were recent, some things that came up from years ago on weight loss. And I saw a lot of stuff that was just like, it sounded like sales stuff, the old type gimmicks, like words like quick weight loss, rapid weight loss, easy weight loss, just painting an unrealistic picture. So, to answer the question, which is the title of this video, no, not really. This isn't bloody Jenny Craig, this isn't bloody Weight Watchers, and therein lies the problem for a lot of people, I think. I think so many people are used to that mentality, that way, having a system, an exact, well, you eat this amount of this, and this amount of this, and this amount of this, and you restrict. It always comes down to restricting, and I just don't think a lot of people can wrap their heads around that this raw vegan lifestyle is a different way, that you're going to approach this a different way. And if you're approaching it like you're approaching Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, or any of this other gimmicky stuff, you're not going to be successful, I don't think, on a raw vegan lifestyle either, or high carb vegan lifestyle, whichever one, however raw you happen to be eating. I'll say it over and over, and I'll repeat myself for the 1000th time. This is more about health. When you start focusing on the body as a whole organism and getting this organism healthy, the weight is just one component that's going to happen in your body getting more healthy. But you're just not, to me, it's just not the right process when you're so focused on the weight and you're willing to sacrifice everything else just to get that quick weight loss. Now, like I'll say every time, just to mention, I can understand the psychology behind it. It's easy for me to say that sitting here and not being overweight. And probably the more overweight someone is, the little bit more desperate, or not desperate though, but the little bit more willing they might be to be susceptible to, something that promises quick weight loss. It's just, and it's also kind of an indictment of our society these days that we just want everything quick. We don't want to put in the work. We don't want to do a process. We just like, I want this. I want it now. I want it to happen tomorrow. And unfortunately, it's just not going to happen like that. Your body has to adapt. Like, coming into this lifestyle, it's really asinine to think about coming into this lifestyle. Even if you're going to worry about weight down the road, when you're first into this lifestyle, you're just trying to kind of learn how to do this thing. You're trying to learn how to keep yourself full. You're learning how to eat more fruits and vegetables and incorporate them into your daily intake. And in the beginning, it's actually the worst time to really focus too much on losing weight, because you haven't lived this lifestyle before. You haven't eaten like this before. You kind of got to find your way. You've got to find out how much your body needs. Basically, what you got to find is you got to find out how much your body needs to sustain a certain weight. Now, I'm not all about the calories, but calories do count. They don't, I guess the easiest way I could say it, and this is just coming from my old brain of explaining it, is calories count. They just don't count in the same way we used to think about them. Just as simple as 3,500 in, burn 3,500, you lose it. I guess what I'm saying is the calories matter, but you don't want to be fanatical about them. But you do need to kind of find a level. You need to kind of find your level. If there was any advice to give, I would say that's your first thing to work on, whether you're trying to lose weight or not, because you're still going to have to figure out, when you come to this lifestyle, how much you need to eat each day. And you're going to have to experiment a little bit. You're going to have to eat a little bit more, and you're going to have to drop back. Basically, you need that baseline. You need to find out, what's going to maintain. In other words, like you start doing this lifestyle, you've been in it for 6 months, 8 months. What's that level? How much do you need to eat each day just to keep you? You're not gaining weight, you're not losing weight, but that's going to make your body groove. So once again, I'm just going to talk about in this video is just trusting that process and not getting so caught up in these gimmicks. It's almost like these gimmicky things, the quick weight loss, weight loss tips, quick tips. They're almost like a bad road sign. They lead you down another road, and then eventually you're going to have to backtrack from that road and then get on the right road anyway. So they end up setting you back. They raise your expectations. You think you found the next great system, and when you don't lose the weight, you're disappointed and you're crushed, and then you fall off, and then there's bad stuff going on. You eat bad stuff, maybe you drink bad stuff, because now you have to comfort yourself because you're not losing the weight. So, it's a long haul process. I can tell you, I wouldn't do that. I watch people, and I've got examples in my head, and it's like, but I could never say that because that would not be well received. But the person's never going to get there because they're just not, they're trying to do it like a diet. I've watched a number of people in this lifestyle since I came into it that have been, they haven't made any movement in 2 years or something. Some people haven't made any movement after a year. And then there's the other side of the thing is to be, is like telling yourself, listen, I don't know, obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not all that scientific, but I think there's just not, there can't be that many people out there. Like, in other words, what I'm getting at is, people try to use all these reasons why, like if you've been eating a high carb vegan lifestyle, or especially a raw vegan lifestyle for 6 months or so, 6 months or more, and you haven't lost any weight or you're gaining weight. I talked about that in the last time I did a weight loss video, is you got to evaluate that. You can't just keep buying into this, oh, I'm going to trust, eventually I can keep doing this, and all of a sudden my body chemistry is going to change and the weight's going to drop. For some people's bodies, I guess that's theoretically possible, but you're just going to waste a lot of time and once again, follow a bad road sign and just go down a path where you're going to have to come back and start over. One little practical thing I would say that, like I say, I repeat myself a lot because you never know who watches your videos, and I'm not going to ever be presumptuous enough to assume that just because somebody watches one video, they watch every video of mine. No, I'm not going like that, but I think, if you're not losing, the whole metabolic damage, yes, it exists, but no, there's not that many people. I see too many people out there that just doesn't bear out the numbers. Too many people like, oh, well, I've been raw vegan and I'm just not losing weight. Well, then you've got to reduce something that you're eating. And then if you're actually not, if you're eating enough calories, but I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, then okay, yeah, maybe you have a problem with your metabolism or a problem with your thyroid if you go 6 months, and if you're eating clean like you're telling people you're eating. Sometimes, like I say, I said that on the last on a few videos back, is I think a lot of times people don't know, they tell you, well, I'm eating like this and I'm not losing weight. But I know if you had that camera, if there were cameras around and let's check the tape, you're probably going to find things that they weren't even aware of. I'm not saying they're lying about it. I'm just saying, that extra few hundred calories here, a bite of this, eating something that you're cooking for your kids, that stuff adds up. So look into it. But, to finish this up, don't buy into this gimmicky stuff. Don't buy into the rapid weight loss, the quick weight loss, the easy weight loss, lose a pound a day. Although that's possible, some people get into this lifestyle and they can drop that. I'm just saying, look more realistic things. Look at people that are talking to you about long-term sustained health. Just don't look for the quick fix. And like I say, do not approach this lifestyle like any of the other diets that you have done in the past, because that's not the approach in this lifestyle. Anyhow, hope that helped a little bit, somebody. Hope you guys are getting ready for a good weekend, post-holiday weekend. I wonder how many people will come home to watch this tonight after having done Black Friday. I've seen some of the videos of the crazy people, the fights, and people just greed. Glad I'm not doing it. But anyhow, hope y'all have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.